Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to Stealthy Elf Productions. We're going to play a little bit of Pathfinder 2nd Edition for you tonight. My name is David. Before we hop in, let's say hello to our players. Let's start with the man way down to my right. As you see, we're missing a couple players tonight. Let's start with Edanor.
I am Max, playing Edanor, #blessed, an exemplar Nephilim Bricks combo. So, just ready to bring the word of the gods to these godless heathens. Let's do some interrogations.
Your strong suit. All right, and we've also got with us tonight Lycus, Captain Lycus.
Hello everybody, my name is Rulan Hunter. Besides you guys, you can call me Ollie or Lycus D Stratus, as I tend to go online with that name. And also in this game, I am the captain, and I'm here to bring heathenry and debauchery to these God-fearing folk, I guess.
#unblessed.
Unblessed.
#exercised. Guys, my name is David. I'm going to be your GM this evening. You can catch me here as the Game Master of Sandsea Saga, which is this campaign, as well as the GM for Unearthed Inheritance, sister campaign, both part of the Heroes of Histaeria series. It's a post-apocalyptic high fantasy world, homebrewed. And you can also catch me over at Tales Archived every Sunday when I play Whistle, the Hobgoblin Fighter, in the Known Realms Telesh campaign. All right. Guys, we're about to hop in, and I'm very excited to announce that today our recap is written by none other than Luna. Nigel wrote our recap for today. So, let's see here. I'm going to give it... You guys...
I trust this recap about as
This
far
recap
as
is going to be
someone.
the most... How can this not be the most accurate recap in the world for you? All right.
What is the framework here?
Well, let's just see. Okay, so it's very important that you guys first understand that this is from Luna's perspective. Okay? This is a recap for the last session, session 39. The airship groaned around me, slowly emitting a cloud of smoke that hung in the air like a forgotten promise. I leaned back in my battered chair, the scent of old paper and stronger whiskey filling the room. Outside, the city murmured a restless lullaby. Another twilight night, another case. Detective Muna lights her cigar, flickering shadows across her face. They call it the case of the unmemorables. People vanishing into thin air, only to reappear 3 days later with no memory of where they'd been and a newfound grudge against the Irenwud. Lensa, big shot running this town, finally came knocking. She needed the best, and naturally, she turned to Mip and me. Can't blame her. Our reputation precedes us. 3 missing persons, 3 days gone, and no recollection upon return. It smelled fishier than the docks of Dameril at low tide. With a nod to Uzana, my closest confidant, we gathered what crumbs we could and set our sights on Blurreed Neblin, sister of the latest missing gal, Gina Neblin, and related to Umpen Neblin, another name on the growing list of missing persons. The Neblins were collecting disappearances like stamps. Blurreed spilled the beans without us having to twist any arms, a testament to our formidable pressure. She was a ship's engineer by trade, but lately, Blurreed had been running with the wrong crowd. I know how that tune goes. 1 minute, nibbling at a chocolate bar, and the next you're knee-deep in demon dust. Luna takes a slow drag from the cigar, letting the smoke curl upwards. We dug up Gina's so-called super ultra hidden secret journal. Amateur hour. Inside was a sketch. A white skull donning a bandana. Bad news bears. It was the mark of the eyes of Vendola, an Azafast guild knee-deep in organized crime. The kind of folks who make problems and people disappear. Blareed mentioned Gina's itch to get inked by someone named Jakar. Tattoos aren't really my scene. My body's a temple after all. Well, except for the one on my face, but that's a badge of discipline. Completely different story. Flicks ash into the tray. She also let slip Umpin's workshop tucked away in the woods. Interesting, I mused aloud. So naturally, we decided to take a detour. No sense in making things too easy. We sauntered down to the refugee camp to have a chat with the Azafastian carpenter Adri, one of the previous disappearees. As luck would have it, he found us first. Trouble has a knack for following me. In his tent, air thick with unspoken words, we started our line of questioning. But the guy saw through my disguise like it was made of glass. Can't blame him. It's hard to mask this level of beauty. A braided ponytail and glasses only do so much. Good problem to have, I suppose. As I pondered the curse of my own allure, Adri's answers weren't hitting the right notes. Before Mip could let her frustrations boil over, our host offered us some tea. It looked as trustworthy as a politician's promise, but manners make it the woman. We sipped. And just as my seasoned instincts screamed foul play, the room started to spin, poisoned, of course. Years in the game had built up my immunity, but poor Uzana wasn't so fortunate. Mip handled it like a champ. Staying as cool as the other side of a pillow, I began to unsheath my sword. So here we are, knee-deep in the muck of this case. We've got a secret workshop, a dodgy tattoo artist, and the eyes of Vendola breathing down our necks. But hey, that's just another day in the office of Muna and Mip. Luna exhales smoke. Her eyes narrow as the city outside continues its restless churn. The game was afoot, and this case is far from over now. But that's not where we're going to continue our story today. Thank you, Nigel, for that recap of the last session.
Manners maketh the woman.
Manners maketh the woman. What was it? Oh, man. Bad news bears. Okay. This session
should have more scenes that's just internal monologue.
Yeah. We want that. We want more detective scenes. Okay.
It's like, Luna, pay attention. Did you hear anything we just said? Just zones out in the middle of it.
She's just moving her hand. There's no cigar. She's just moving her hand. Okay. This session, though, we are checking in with Edanor and Lycus as they are... Well, you guys are back on the Oka's Will. I had originally imagined you guys would be on the deck, but I'll give you guys a little bit of time here to check in with each other first. You're currently, the Oka's Will is docked at the Nebulon Sky Dock in the Irenwud. Luna and Pim have left for their investigation, as you just heard, and you currently await the Master Ranger, Lensa Pytherius, of the Irenwud. You've promised a tour of the ship, as well as a supervised interrogation of Clink, your goblin crew member. All right, my friends. You're currently on the ship. I'll let you take some moments here before Lensa shows up if you'd like him. Otherwise, we can just jump to Lensa showing up.
I think Lycus would try to get as many of the crew members, prepared to line them up and be like, all right, here's what's happening. We need to, one, keep an eye on them. go about your day, look like you're doing work, do work, but keep an eye on them. Second, and I look to like the kids. No one pays attention to children enough. I want you to really follow them around while on the ship. Do not get off the ship. Do not get off the ship. Do not follow them off the ship.
Got it. All right, so follow them while they're on the ship, and if they get off the ship, don't follow them?
Correct. Dear God.
That sounds... But how would you know what they're going to do with what they saw on the ship, then?
We'll deal with it. Just stay nearby. Anyways.
Yoma kind of like snaps to attention. Aye, aye, Captain. And Sarah kind of poorly snaps to attention. Aye, aye, Captain.
The main thing is, they're here to interrogate one of our own. We're going to keep an eye on them while that's happening, which means you guys have to keep an eye on everyone else.
Dorian.
Dorian, yes?
Oh, Dorian just raises the hand. So, one of our own, who's being interrogated?
Yes, they have questions for Clink about the conquering host.
The rest of us are okay, though.
Yeah, we're not of the right complexion for her to be that angry about it. But, Clink, I'm sorry to say that they wanted to arrest you for being here, but we're not going to let that happen. They do have some
Thanks, Captain. Appreciate it.
Hey, no one's arresting the merry folk. Are you kidding me?
But we're... Dorian shrugs.
But we do have to acquiesce. I don't think Lycus would know that word. We do have to.
Hey, role play, buddy.
They do need a little assurance from us, and you have some information about our current enemies, which I think would put them at ease and help them understand the situation better. And you have me and Edanor here. We'll keep you safe.
Clink kind of looks at you and kind of squints the eyes and says, "Is it true that it's Lenza the Shrike that's the one doing the interrogating around here?"
Have not heard this nickname. Who's the Shrike? What have you heard?
That's what they call her. She has a kind of a nasty habit of sending signals to the conquering host not to come along the Irenwud coast. Back in the day, back when there was ships, my crew and I would be sailing along the coast and we'd see bodies posted up on spears, left as a message. Edanor nods approvingly.
I'm not in the room yet, actually.
Okay, good to know.
I'm not quite there yet.
Let's just say she's got some preconceptions about us, is all I'm gonna say.
I'm sure she does. Like I said, we'll take care
I don't
of
know
you.
if Clink knows the word preconceptions.
And it's good to know what kind of displays she's willing to perform. Oh, one more thing. I need to go hide the bomb.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yoma goes, "I volunteer." You said yourself, people don't look at kids.
We're only gonna die.
Actually, Yoma, I trust you. You're a big girl. Figure your shit out and keep us safe.
All
Man,
right.
I wish I was.
Like, we established no Edanor here. Okay. Anything else you want to tell him?
Yeah. We may be in their, you know, land, the Irenwud or whatever. This is our ship. If they push you around, you push back and you have our full force with you. This is our home.
They all kind of look around, and there's an enthusiastic. You've done a pretty good job of, over the last week and change, establishing yourself as a captain. You've been pretty competent, right? No one's died. Ship suffered some damage, but I would say your crew is, and you managed to find food for them promptly after that became an issue. So I think you get an enthusiastic rounds of aye aye, Captain, right? Even from Dorian, who's, again, you know, declared early on not really interested in being a pirate, but Dorian gives you an aye aye. Yeah. Looks like the crew is on task.
All right. I'm gonna put my full faith in Yoma, and that she will hide our nuclear weapon.
All right. Yoma takes off to go hide the weapon. Sarah kind of eagerly following behind, going, "Where you can just hear as the feet are pattering down the hall. Where are you gonna hide it?" It's like, "Oh, I have an idea. Don't worry, but you can't tell anybody, Sarah. You know this is a secret mission. This is an important mission." And the door closes as they kind of are making their way down the hall. Martha comes up to you, Lycus, and she'll just wants to know. So, I know you were planning on delivering us to your first port. Is this where we'll be getting off?
That's up to you. So, you're welcome to get off here. I would suggest maybe looking around first before making any decisions. It does not seem like they're in the best state. Not that anywhere is, mind you, but there is a bit of discord in the community, and they are currently at the edges of a siege.
Is that what all the fighting was about?
Yes. It seems as though the conquering host has their eyes set on this place. But we need it for resources, and there are people here who need protecting, so we're not gonna let that happen.
She smiles warmly. You're a good sort, Captain Lycus.
Well, here's the thing. It's easy to be a pirate when the valuables just come to you. You take them down one at a time.
Do you intend to rob this place and be a pirate? She kind of
No.
angles.
Well, not the place. Some of the people, we'll see. But no, as long as the conquering host keeps bringing me ships, I'll keep taking them. Like I said, easy piracy when they just bring you the loot.
Well, after your display in the savannah, I have the utmost faith in you. If you'd like, I'd be happy to stay aboard. And I know I promised you a garden, so at least while your ship is here, receiving repairs is what I was told is part of your plan here.
Oh, repairs and upgrades. I see something beautiful in the Oga's future.
Well, we discussed a greenhouse. I'm certainly happy to get that underway for you as soon as you want. But if this place is under siege, I understand if that's prolonged or delayed.
We'll see what information the Rangers have. They're a little more informed about what's going on here, obviously. Anything is possible. But overall, I'm happy to have you around. And perhaps we'll head back to the Grove sometime soon to see how things are going there. And if you want, you can get off there. It'll be safe.
Well, as you know, myself and many of the other folks that you rescued from the invading ship, we were from the city of Redhassel. all the way on the other side of the continent. So we're just looking for something stable, something solid that we can put our feet on. And she kind of, presses, stomps on the ship a little bit. But of course, Oka's will is still rocking in the wind somewhat. It's an airship. Right? But soon you might not need me. Young Pym is certainly progressing in her lessons with me, and maybe in short order you'll have a second pair of green thumbs aboard.
Well, maybe so. We'll always have room for beauty and wit. So, you're welcome anytime. Mark.
You dog. And on that subject, like Captain Lycus, if I might be so bold, she kind of leans in. On the subject of dog, perhaps you should consider maybe a shower. Just if you're looking to make a good impression is all. I'm not trying to be insulting.
No, you're right. I forget the times of battle, and point is he just snapped his fingers and just prestidigitations himself clean. And then he just like, what about some springtime Irish blend?
Oh, yeah.
That smells nice.
Gives you a whiff. Herbal. And one last touch kind of pulls your jacket in and just sticks a little purple flower in your lapel.
Very nice, thank you.
Pats the chest and says, "There you go."
I'm feeling right proper. Still no shirt.
Yeah, still no shirt, but at least I don't know, maybe your hair's neater. Tail is fluffed.
Jacket looks nice. I look good. No shirt though.
No shirt though. Who needs it? You got Lycus got a decent body. All right, we'll cut from Lycus.
Monks.
Yeah, monks. All right, we'll cut from Lycus real quick and hop over. Edanor, where you at?
So Edanor was just, getting up and after recovering from the explosion, he has cleaned off all the grime and everything. He cleaned off the charcoal he used to draw angry eyebrows. He's refreshed and he's rested.
On that subject, give me a survival check real quick.
Gotcha.
DC 18.
Okay. It's a tough one. Hey, I got a 19.
All right.
Boy.
That's a regular success. You're able to get your smudged eyebrows off successfully.
Oh, okay. Oh no, you would, you monster.
I would have.
That sucked. So I've cleaned them off. I've cleaned my body. And this is one of the few times that, because Edanor is usually, he's like armored up and he's all ready to go. Usually sleeps in his armor, but this time he has taken off the armor, cleaned everything. Right now he's just in some, if you think like 18th century, like sailor attire, with the baggy
shirt,
sailor
and,
shirt,
yeah,
kind of like sailor pants that are
tighter
like
breeches, tighter leather breeches, yeah.
So he's kind of set up like that. Hair is in like a low ponytail right now, just to kind of keep it away.
Handsome.
So he's like, all right. At the word of faith, I don't know, his ears were burning. So he decided to make his way back over to, as he sees Martha leaving, and he's like.
And you open the door to your cabin as you're finished getting ready and everything.
Yeah.
Just quickly, there's just two little girls running by excitedly towards the captain's quarters. As they're making their way down the hall, you can see that they're quite enthused about something. You look back and you can see Lycus is just finishing up with Martha, gets a pat on the chest as she's walking away. And Lycus is left alone.
Lycus, why were the girls so excited?
Oh, just excited to do work.
What kind of work? I've never seen Sarah or Yoma excited to do any work.
Just keep an eye on our guests and
Our guests.
Yes, the head of the Rangers is coming to say hi.
Oh, I definitely overslept, it seems.
Yeah, they're going to be interrogating Clink, and
Oh.
we need to be there to make sure they don't take things too far.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by take things too far?
Pull an
Clink
Edanor.
is a member of the crew. Edanor.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I'm just looking for a clarification.
If they cause damage to us, I'm going to cause damage to them.
All right, fair point.
Uh,
So only
But
we
it-
can cause damage. Good to know.
yes, of course. That's, obvious. But they also want a tour of the ship. And, we have some important things and also not great things. Told the kids to hide things, make sure nothing too untoward is peeking around.
What would they be hiding?
I don't know. Weapons, ammo.
Weapons? Why would you send the children to hide weapons?
I figured they could use a good job. Also, Yoma seemed excited. I mean, they're a growing girl. They deserve some responsibility.
What weapon would they need to hide? I mean, it's we're a warship, so it's expected to see weapons.
Yeah.
I got you, Lycus. You all hear a call. Captain Lycus! From outside the ship.
Give it just a pat on Edward's shoulder. Oh, looks like we're being called.
I guess. I want to know what they're doing. I'm just kind of following behind.
Lycus and Edanor, you're making your way up, right, to the top deck, and sure enough, as you make your way out onto the deck from the cabins proper, you look over the side, and just off the starboard side of the ship, you see standing there two Ironborn Rangers, one slightly ahead of the other, kind of looks like he was about to kind of call again as you all pair. Behind these two, you see Lenza, a Elven Ranger. She looks very well equipped, right? I mean, she's a ranger, has a variety of weapons on her, all look in decent state and nick, but despite that, you can see clearly well used. She's got kind of, tightly bound hair with a silver streak. You also see that she's accompanied by Serena, the Dragonkin captain of the Water Drake, the other airship. And as you all look over, Lenza calls out, "Permission to come aboard, Captain."
You're welcome to, yes. Do we have to drop our little elevator thing for them?
You can. Otherwise, if you guys want to set up a gangplank or something too. I don't know if you guys would if you all jumped off epically last time.
We can lower the elevator.
Okay, Edanor.
I'm just around.
Sure, Edanor. We'll have Edanor just kind of lower the elevator. Edanor, you crank it down. The ship is again pretty stable. It's tethered to the docks, right? Docks on either side, right? So she's kind of like Oka's Will's kind of in a slip, right? So it's not a long, lift, right? But as soon as all four people step on, of course, you feel it a little bit more weight. But I mean, do you still keep your lifting belt on? I imagine.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to say there's an innate, you don't need to spend the magic on it or anything, but there's an innate
Right.
power where you can kind of feel the lifting belt kind of have to supplement your strength as you lift, right? And as you...
I'll be honest,
Mhm.
I didn't realize it was manually powered.
Neither did I, honestly.
I do think that's very
just
funny.
Just Edanor sitting there, he's building a lather as they come up.
That implies that every time we've come back up, because we always go down,
Yeah.
someone on the crew is just going, all right.
You've got some...
It's literally just clink, just only clink.
I was going to give you the automatons.
No,
I forget about them all the
You
time.
guys have 4 automatons who can easily manage, just wordlessly just kind of open it, reel it down, right? Whoever happens to be the helmsman at the time when is on board just kind of directs them to it. But Edanor, If you want the automatons to do it, otherwise, if you want to do it, you can.
Nope. Edanor can do it this time.
Okay,
So,
Edanor.
Establishing dominance.
Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering, right? So Edanor, sure enough, you managed to crank this shit up. Hang on, I have a.
You gotta add some grease to the mechanism here.
In my notes, Edanor uses crank to establish dominance.
Edanor cranks out dominance. Session title: Cranks of Dominance. The company of rangers and the airship captain come aboard. Quick sense motives. As Lensa, actually, you don't even need to roll it. I'll give you this. What are your perceptions? What are your ranks in perceptions?
Trained +11.
Trained +11.
That's not the right window. There we go. +11 expert.
+11 expert.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm an expert.
I would say.
If it's a visual, I have a +12 because of my.
Okay, I would say you then Lycus, you catch it because you're an expert, right? And this is gonna. I don't often give passive checks, but with an expert rank, right? And Lycus, you've kind of been around the block a little bit. You know people. You're a man of the people, and you see, Lensa gives Edanor a little eye as Edanor's finishing flexing and locking off the thing, right? A little bit of an eye as she steps aboard. And goes, "This is a rather impressive ship, Captain."
Well, I would hope so. She's actually part of the crew.
Is she now? And what is her name?
Oka. This is the Oka's will.
The Oka's will.
And right here we have our first mate, Edanor.
Nice to meet you.
Kind of holds, kind of briskly shakes your hand, Edanor, if you offer it. Lensa of Master Ranger of the Irenwud. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Edanor.
Yes, Edanor, first mate. Chosen by the gods.
Chosen by the gods. That's quite a claim.
Literally chosen by the gods, but we can get into that later. Anyways.
Perhaps we will.
It was once a vessel, actually. Quite impressive.
We definitely will.
I just kind of look.
Your crew grows
like it.
more intriguing by the moment, Captain.
I only request the best to join.
And the other two that have departed, I imagine they will not be joining us for our little tour, then.
No, I imagine by the time we're done here, they will have solved all of your city's woes. At least with the way Muna, I look to Edanor, the way Muna acts.
Aha. Yes, our best are on the case. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Do you believe that? Does Edanor believe that?
No.
I'm gonna do it.
Shrugs,
Roll us a deception.
God damn it.
I don't even think he's really trying to deceive anybody. He's just like,
okay, in that case, if it's obvious sarcasm, then
right, yes. It is obvious sarcasm.
Noted.
I mean, there's always a little bit of, the crew dynamic is what it is.
Yeah. So, I would very much like to see your ship, and as you know, and I've brought along my personal ship expert, and gestures to Serena, who looks at you and goes, "That is quite a nice ship, Captain. How you say you get it again?"
Oh, well, someone sent down this ship to kill some people and hunt me down, and I killed its captain and took the ship. In fact, and then I lead them to my bedroom.
Sure. Oh, the tour's beginning.
Yes, this is the captain's quarters. I look over to our dragonborn friend and give her a wink. And
Noted.
I go over to the corner and just grab one of the heads, and this was the old captain.
Charming. Captain
And
Lycus.
Isn't he very charming, indeed? I would
put him
say
back down.
every place on this ship is consecrated ground except for here.
Yes.
Nothing I can do can make this right.
There's no place for the gods in my bedroom. As I flick and like prestidigitation, the smell from the heads away again.
Yeah. The thing is, as you open the door, there's more than one head in there, right?
Yeah.
And Lensa kind of looks inside.
There's
Just
only
the
so much
regular-
we can do. It's the equivalent of like a 12-year-old boy spraying Axe in his bedroom.
Yes, there is a faction to the. Which direction is my ex at right now? North, south, wherever.
Roll a survival. I don't know if Lycus is the one. I know Lycus is an experienced sailor, but I don't know if Lycus really cares too much about the navigating part of it so much as he cares about just the fun of it. Go zoom.
I rolled pretty good, 14 on the dice. Let's see what my survival is.
Mhm.
Actually, I have a +9, so 23.
Yeah.
Let's say you're right. He doesn't care about navigation, but he does care about what direction the bad guy who's trying to fuck him up
Sure.
is coming from.
Sure. Yeah. You still clock threats. To the south.
To the south, there is a woman with the backing of the airplane.
Ah, and that is the origin of this ship is the plane of air.
Yes. It is an airplane ship. It's quite impressive. With their backing, she is taking control of a substantial region and preparing assaults on others. But that is a danger that I don't feel we are quite ready to tackle at the moment. The conquering host, however, is at your doorstep and seems more within our bounds.
Well, she is a nice ship. But if it came from the elemental plane of air, I do wonder how you intend to... I'm curious about your upkeep. If your ship were to see battle, and let's be honest, part of the reason I'm here is to assess whether or not you will be a reliable ally in battle. If your ship were to sustain damage, are you expecting that the Ironwood will bear the costs of its repair? And you recognize that the resources that we have at our disposal are quite different than what this ship is made of.
Yes, we understand that it might change the ship a bit. We also have some ideas as to where we might find some supplies from the plane of air that might help bring the ship back to where it needs to be. However, I'm not against alterations. It is our ship now. Anything that changes with it, I welcome. And we are more than willing to compensate the Ironwood for its services.
If you're questioning our combat prowess, I'd like to say we have been very successful in battle on and off this ship. So we've come out of every scrap on top, and I do not foresee that changing anytime soon. As we are blessed.
I mean, you have reports, I'm sure. I destroyed one of those ships just by myself.
Yes, Tiff did tell me that you had quite an explosive solution for dealing with the slicer.
as I'm like just looking at.
And then she just
I like
notices
it.
the lack of eyebrows and kind of raises hers.
And I go to try and quirk one back, but nothing happens.
Yes.
Passively intimidated.
A much larger explosion, admittedly, than I was expecting, but it proved effective.
Anyone was expecting that.
Max, can I have you just move your mic in a little bit more for
Nope.
me?
How about this?
That's perfect.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it certainly seemed that you've exposed the weakness of those ships, which is handy because they can be quite problematic, from what we've seen of them.
Yes. The only problem is, it's a great weakness to exploit, but they are fast, and their intention is not to survive, is to swoop in and kill us and themselves. So, if we can see them coming, and we have the chance, we can exploit this weakness. But not every ship is...
Rest assured, Captain Lycus, I've experienced their battle tactics firsthand. Some of our watchtowers have already fallen to these sorts of attacks. I'm rather impressed that you all managed to make it out of one as well as you did.
Well, as I'm sure you've heard, we are the greatest pirates in the air. So, that's only likely.
I did hear that. I also heard that one of your crew members, the one Muna, is also in possession of the ability to create quite a bit of water on short notice.
Yes, Muna is quite handy in that way. We are more than willing to share whatever resources we have. We also have a home base, if you will, that is building in power. We're more than happy to establish some sort of connection with them, with you.
I wasn't aware that your enterprise was quite so expansive. That's promising in potential allies. Where is this base?
All in due time. We must evaluate you as an ally, as you must evaluate us.
Shrewd. I appreciate that. Well, let's continue our tour
I
then.
thought you would. Yes, let's.
You guys move from so on the main deck, you guys have a couple of cannons, you've got a couple of weapons, you've also got no sails, which is one of those things that Serena, we don't have to roleplay all of this, but Serena notes that you guys don't have sails, but instead you have these like strange crystals that are embedded into the ship that kind of are alight with a green glow, that wisps of air kind of curl and move around. You have these glyph covered like wind stacks from which air is emitted that circles the ship, right? Right now your ship isn't moving, so those are dormant, but you guys are all you know your ship. Also on the main deck would be the galley. There's the stateroom, which I believe you all cleaned up the gold that you left on the stateroom table, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Everything would be in the treasury.
Everything would be in the treasury. Yeah, we're not gonna walk in and just see treasure just littered all over the room. It's a power play, don't get me wrong, but okay. And then I think the other there's also Pim's room, which is also close to the sensor where Oka is present and felt. There's a lot of Lenza and Serena both take their time, looking over that space. There's also the galley. Dorian's in there, right? Kind of cleaning up from dinner, putting plates away and all that sort of thing. Says hello. Lenza asks, you are the ship's chef? Yeah, I'm the chef. When did you join up with the crew? And they kind of go into questioning, and she asks, and how Were you always a pirate? And Dorian goes, I don't consider myself a pirate, and for being honest, I don't really think Captain Lycus is much of a pirate. I haven't seen him do too many piratey things, but that's what he calls himself.
We've taken so much gold, Dorian.
Spoils of battle. I haven't seen you.
What is piracy if not the spoils of battle?
But then, how does that make you different from any other warrior? Or adventurer, for that matter?
I happen to agree with Dorian.
I slapped the floor of the boat because we're on a boat, Dorian.
Oh, I suppose that's the distinction then.
Remember, Dorian, Lycus's version of pirates is quite juvenile. So
He is a very unique pirate.
But he is our pirate and our captain.
Oh.
And Lens is kind of like taking notes. Below the main deck, there's the middle deck, the mid decks, which has like the crew cabins, Luna's workshop, the space that has been kind of sectioned out for your library. Lensa peruses your books and goes, "Oh, this is quite a collection. It's certainly quaint, but it looks like you're building up some interesting volumes."
Yes, it is definitely a goal to expand and provide knowledge to the crew, as Edanor would want, as well as Tazarin. We must make sure that we provide.
And that is part of your mission then, and that must be why you travel with a votarist of Tazarin, referring to Malsum.
Ah, well, we've picked up Malsum, and I've always appreciated some of the insights. I have a very close connection with the gods. So we have started, I was a part of the Brotherhood, and now we have become the Heralds of Oros. I would love to teach you more about our mission, if you have time. Perhaps later, though.
Well, I appreciate the offer. We here in the Irenwud offer exclusive worship to Korume, god of protection.
That is fair. I don't blame you. No. The more the merrier for worship of the gods, I always say. Pick one just doesn't seem right.
Give me a quick religion check. Edanor?
Yep. That is a 27.
Okay, with the 27, that's going to be a critical success for me. At the mention of Korume, something comes to your mind as well. Like you said, like what was revealed, you were once a vessel of the gods. You fought against the monarch long before the rest of the party. And the battles that you fought were epic. The last battle you fought, in which your vessel was destroyed and your previous vessel was destroyed and transferred into this one. Korume was there. Korume was at that battle. And Korume was amongst, at least in confirmed deities that you saw, also being banished to the world, not by any sort of, I use the word banished, but Tazarin moved several deities of the Pantheon of Oros from that battlefield onto the planet. You fell from the sky, but you were not the only deity that you know who fell from the sky. And Korume was close by. And with a 27, yeah, you remember Korume also wreathed in light.
Okay.
You can do with that information what you will.
I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that.
Let's see. She kind of pokes around Luna's workshop for a bit. It checks out Otto,
Yes, that's the mecha pim.
The what?
Mip's battle suit.
So she sits inside this? Or, I can't remember, was Mip disguised as a man? I feel like...
I think they just had a gruff voice. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they were a man.
Okay. So they sit inside this.
Yeah. Fly around, beat things up. It's honestly quite a sight.
Well, another impressive innovation from potential allies. Can you make more of these? I
No.
imagine.
Actually, well, that's up to Luna. They're our crafter, our designer. If they're able to, I imagine they have the mental ability, but resources might be a little bit difficult.
I also noted your mechanical crew members when we came aboard.
Yes, that's another faction out in the world that we are almost at odds with at the moment.
Quite a list of enemies, Captain.
Hey, before the world ended, the world was my enemy. Now it's only a few dozen. But yes, have you heard of the what the fuck is their name?
You can roll for
the
it if you
snake
want.
people. Fuck. Yeah, I'll roll for it.
Society.
Oop.
DC 22.
Society?
DC 20.
It's, maybe. I rolled really well, but I don't think I have like jack diddly shit in the side. Let's see.
Jack diddly shit.
Jack diddly shit. I have 0 society, so that's just a flat 16. I rolled really well.
It's a good roll, but yeah, unfortunately with a flat 16, not quite enough to get like a full success. But yeah, snake people, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard of snake people. Well, there's a whole city of them. They create robots, flying metal ships, small boats with wheels. Everything runs on blood. It's actually really awesome. Our I think we were calling it a car. Was running out of gas. I could just cut open, bleed a little into it, be fine. Then just heal up. And,
These
we need to
sound
get one of those back.
These sound like wondrous items.
Yes, unfortunately, they're. I look over to Edanor. A bit zealotous in certain ways. What did you say, Edanor?
They're heathens.
Okay, I don't know about say that specifically, but
Yes,
also
they do not follow the pantheon. They follow dark gods.
Are they a threat then? Well, you listed them as enemies.
Perhaps some, the ones that we had worked with some that actually had kidnapped a friend of ours. So at some point we'd like to rescue them because obviously there's a faction that could be good within that city, but they were enemies of the pantheon once, and I do not trust this city of snakes.
whether they're enemies of the pantheon or not is hardly the point. They
Very much
find
the point,
themselves
regardless.
they hold themselves as a race above all others. That's a dangerous mindset. But they're not all like that. A strong ally of ours, who I can only ever imagine is Idris Elba.
It's fine. Snake version of Idris Elba, that works.
That's always what's been playing on.
Yeah, go for it. That's totally fine. Snake version of Idris Elba who sounds like Antonio Banderas.
What a combo.
What a beautiful combo.
Sploosh.
He was taken for essentially for his beliefs. He was against those who would sacrifice others to their god, and was trying to open their borders, their land, their ideals. He was punished for that and for helping us. And I hope with enough support, we'll be able to get him back. And then from there, the next issue and the next issue after that.
Well, I hope for your sakes that this matters then with the conquering host will resolve quickly so you can return to your friend. The tour continues. You guys make it down to the below decks, the lowest deck, your third deck. This is the deck that has the med bay area, the area that's also going to be cut out for your greenhouse. Martha is in the midst of just kind of like moving things around and kind of setting up some shelves and stuff like that. It's also got the entrance to the brig as well.
Right. As we mentioned, we have some enemies. We keep one here with us at the moment.
You keep your enemies with you.
For now. We don't want them bringing enemies back to home. But also...
Lycus won't let me just finish the job, but it is what it is.
That's interesting, given the display, given the, for lack of a better word, trophies that you have in your cabin. What makes this one so special?
Lycus doesn't believe in killing outside of battle. It has to be a fair fight. I can respect it. I just prefer results.
Besides, she is a bit of a wet bench, and I open a door, and a harlot refuses to help. But she was not an oppressor like the others. They deserved what they got.
You open the door and reveal the brig. It's got roughly like 3 cells. They kind of extend towards the back of the ship. One cell kind of, along the stern, and then 2 kind of along both port side and starboard side with a hallway in the middle. Sitting in the port side cell is Kanari. Kanari is a Ishkanya, a person with some snake heritage to them, serpentine heritage to him. Looks mostly like a human, but you can see a few scales along, framing the face. The pupils are very much Ophidian, snake-like, with vertical slits. And she kind of cocks the head as you all enter. She doesn't say anything, but as you all make to
Gag still, right?
She is gagged still, I believe, yeah. Or Lycus, did you re-gag her after your last interaction?
Yeah, whenever I leave, I re-gag her just because she can mind control people and all that. Yeah, we don't, just for records, not cruel punishment. Gag is for your safety. She has mind control evil juju. So, don't listen to her. Quite literally, don't hear what she's saying. It's not good for you.
So you all, with that, Lenza kind of nods. The party, your group goes to leave the room, and Lycus, you notice as Lenza kind of hangs in the doorway just a little longer than the rest of the group, and she's kind of got eyes locked with Kanari, and the two just kind of stare at each other for a moment. And Lenza kind of quizzically nods the head and turns and walks away. Follows you out the room. Well.
Do I notice any of that?
No, you don't, unfortunately. I rolled for you guys. You rolled, unfortunately, low. Lycus rolled decently well. And I know your perception modifiers. So, yeah, Lycus, you catch that.
Well, I know you don't have to actually speak to cast message. You can just mouth things. Mm-hmm. That's very possible.
Yeah, in her head, she just...
Oh, okay.
Make the mouth motions.
The group leaves, and as the door closes, Lensa says, "Well, I've seen everything that I've needed to. Your ship seems quite sound and rather well armed. Your crew also seems to be... They seem to think rather highly of you. At least most of them." And she kind of looks at you, Edanor, and gives you a little bit of a look.
I've been with Lycus since the start. I can give my captain a little bit of shit.
Understand.
Pirates are not as rigorous in social regulations as maybe the Rangers might be. If my crew has shit to give, I'm willing to listen. Besides, I'll give it right back.
I think you would give your higher-ups some shit if they blew you up in a fiery explosion yesterday. So,
Is that the kind of common tactics for pirates then? Friendly fire?
I told him to get out of the way.
to be fair, I didn't expect it to explode as far as it did. My goal was to protect the crew, and, well, it worked. So, I'm still here.
Well, speaking of your crew, Captain, there is one particular member that I am eager to meet.
Indeed. Why don't we take this into the war room? We can have a conversation there. Any of your members who do not want to participate in the interrogation or will not be necessary are free to explore, but be mindful.
You can look, but no touching.
She turns to the two and says, "You two will stand guard outside." The two rangers that were with her, and then she'll turn to Serena, and Serena goes, "If it's all the same to you, I'm gonna look around the ship then."
Feel free.
Serena's the Dragonborn, right?
Dragonkin.
Dragonkin. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So no, you're good. We'd Watsy. We'll just keep
Yes.
them over there.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the
they
whole
stay
dragon
there
people
for me.
thing, Watsy, but
Yes.
yeah, it is what it is.
Dragon
Arena.
homies.
Yeah. We'll take him with us, but we're not coming back.
If you get a chance to talk to Dorian, he makes some rather impressive meals. You might, if you want to stick around for later, maybe get a taste now. And anyways, feel free to explore.
I think, yeah, we'll say you guys are kind of walking and talking, and she says, "Well, Captain, it's quite late, don't you think? Maybe I'll stay for breakfast."
I like the way you think. Anyways, we have work to do.
Okay. Serena goes and does her thing. Lycus, Edanor, the two of you retrieve Clink. Who goes to get Clink, or do you just call for Clink? Lensa moved. I was wondering if you would. Lensa's gonna go to the stateroom with Lycus. Then Edanor, you go to get Clink.
Yep. I'm gonna make a quick stop and just grab a couple of pieces of my equipment, just to have it there, ready in the room. So I just kind of grab my folded up armor and whatnot and set it out in the room. I don't have it on yet.
Okay.
Okay, it's just handy, not
Sure.
too far. And then
You bring the
I'm
suit of
gonna go
armor.
Yeah. I set the suit of armor down now. I got Clink now. Or I'm going to go get Clink. Where is Clink now?
Clink is in the battery. Yeah, Clink is just looking over the weapons, and as you walk in, you can see as she nervously moves from, cannon stores to gunpowder. Actually, no, you guys don't have gunpowder or cannons on this ship. You compressed air is what
Mortars.
you shoot with.
We
You
have
have mortars. Yeah, okay, so she'll be looking through the mortar, and just as you walk in, clearly nervous as she kind of scuttles from, ammo stash to ammo stash. Checks the same one like 3 times in the short span of you watching her. She's like, okay, well that's there, and okay, I guess I'll get this done, and she just kind of continues along that route. Doesn't even see you as you step into the room.
Well, working along, Clink. Ready to have a little chat.
Surprised as you announce. Oh, yeah, we're working real hard, Mr. Edanor, sir.
Yep, you can call me that. I'll allow it, Clink. Don't worry. No one from off this ship will hurt you. But if you lie, I will hurt you.
Roll intimidation.
All right, that is a 15 plus plus 16. It's a
28.
31.
A 31.
That's 31.
Clink.
I'm a master in intimidation.
Yeah, Clink is. You can see kind of beads of sweat start forming, and she goes, "Rest assured, I got the truth and nothing but the whole truth. So help me, Tazarin."
Clink, I'm proud of you. You know, I knew you'd come around one of these days. Come along.
That's me, team player.
Yep. Don't worry. If you ever decide to join the Heralds, I have a place for you.
Shivers.
As I just put my hand on Clink's shoulder. Let's go have a chat.
Okay. Lycus, you're an expert in perception and you're a people person. As Edanor and Clink walk into the room, there's a clearly visibly nervous Clink.
You're muted.
I'm just staring at Edanor like, motherfucker.
I'm just like, what?
Clink walks in and like clumsily gets into the seat, and Lensa was kind of looking through some of the out the window of the stateroom, just kind of like walking around, admiring the layout of the space. And as Clink walks in, you can see her eyes narrow as Clink nervously sits in the chair. And she says, "Well, you certainly seem rather nervous. Clink, is it?" I'm fine. Clink, that's me. And I understand you were once a member of the Conquering Host. What was your role amongst them? I worked with the host. I was a captain in the Cataphract Legion, the Airship Legion. Was no longer then. Nope, haven't been with the Conquering Host in quite some time. Like looks nervously over to Edanor.
That is accurate. We took Clink's ship. Clink is the last surviving member of the. Yeah, we did, didn't we?
You took it wasn't Clink's ship. You got Clink from.
Oh.
You rescued Clink from the Serpent Folk.
Oh shit! You're right. Never mind. I was thinking of the other ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Never mind.
That captain you guys
lizard
eliminated
folk.
on the spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
We took the Bugbear ship and then we also killed him later.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bugbear is what.
Talk. Yeah.
Sorry, a lot of ships. Yeah.
There's been a few. That was ship number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. No. Yeah.
OG.
Ship number 1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That lasted a session. Anyways.
Yeah, that lasted a 0 session.
Sorry. Continue. So amendment in there.
Sure.
Yes, we rescued Clink from the Serpent Folk we were speaking of. They were planning to use Clink in a ritual. So we gave Clink and the others a chance. Clink is the last one.
You must be very grateful then, Clink. Looks glances at you. Oh, yeah. Real happy with everything around here.
I think I want to take a moment and like, I put my hand on Clink's shoulder and just like, I know it's stressful, and I look up to Edanor. Clink, you're okay. You're safe. I promise.
You
just want to make sure.
Clink kind of. Thanks. You nervous,
I do
Clink.
to settle Clink down. I do squeeze the teddy bear and does do charges to do calm emotions.
What play? Just out of Edanor's pocket, we just
as you go to pull the teddy bear out and you go to cast the spell. You press the teddy bear. What does the teddy bear say?
Yep. You got a personality any bard would celebrate in a song.
You squeeze the teddy bear, and there's a warm kind of glow from the teddy bear's eyes, and you can kind of see as the magic kind of passes through your hand into Clink. There's a similar glow, and Lensa, the eyes narrow and go, "Excuse me, did you just cast a spell?"
I merely calmed our friend Clink, yeah? So Clink could answer you without stammering all over the place. I frankly get a little annoyed with the stammering, so I figured it'd be a lot more conducive to this interrogation. I'm not being deceptive.
I know you're not. I know you're not being deceptive. I'm rolling something else.
Oh, sure.
She looks at you, and she was about to sit down in a chair opposite Clink in the stateroom table, and she kind of stops, and she goes, "I would appreciate it if you refrained from casting any further spells during this without my permission."
Your permission. I will seek your input, but again, this is our ship, and I don't like being told what to do, but for this interrogation, I will not do anything further in that.
What a rather testy first mate, is he not?
Quite.
Mm.
Clink.
As I lean back, you can see the brand loose on my with my loose shirt. It kind of just flashes the brand a bit.
Yeah, in the in the Fabio kind of shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm visualizing like a Will Turner, like later into the
Yeah.
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 Kind of like that. Yeah.
Lensa kind of rests the palms down on the table and kind of leans forward to Clink. "Tell me what happened in Muldan Ordan." Muldan Ordan. The city was attacked, not by the monarch and the other machines, no, by lizard folk. Attacked by lizard folk. And you're telling me a tribe of lizard folk managed to overthrow your entire city? Well, they had a dragon with them. Their leader, Varanya, she managed to remove some sort of item or something from our war leader, Proudmask, and then she turned into a dragon and just laid waste to the entire city. A few of us, we under the leadership of Vrakaron Shred, we were able to regroup and escape, but Muldan Ordan, we had to abandon the city. So your people no longer call Muldan Ordan home. Where are they now? Well, we moved to the Iron Hills my crew, we were stationed aboard a hunter class ship, specializing in like getting the lay of the land and traveling afield and reporting back to the Legion and letting them know the state of things. But most of the host moved into the Iron Hills. At least that's where I last saw them stationed. My rangers have searched the hills thoroughly. Even our allies in the hills have also confirmed that while they have noted activity of the conquering host, no sort of base of operations has been found. Oh, they're there, trust me, that's where Vrakaron Shred intends to launch the assaults from. And you said, looks to the rest of you, you ended up in the service of the Merry Folk after they rescued you? But there were others with you. What happened to the others? Oh,
I killed them.
Turns to you. You killed them?
Yes.
Why?
There was a bugbear that poisoned their minds.
A bugbear?
And yes, there was a bugbear. Lycus has a soft heart. Lycus is always trying to give people a chance. And the bugbear tried to betray us. And anyone who tries to betray us, I kill.
I simply want to make sure we have more ample opportunities.
To be betrayed.
People. No, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but Clink is not only a good crewmate, but they are a good source of information, context, and planning. The more we can gather allies, even from those who were once enemies, the more success we'll have in these conflicts.
On that, I can agree with the captain. Much as I have watched and even wished for Clink to have a misstep, Clink has proven useful and trustworthy, has looked after the girls on the ship. So, begrudgingly, I have slowly thawed out a little bit on my preconceptions.
She turns back to Clink. So if I'm understanding this right, this bugbear attempted to betray the rest of the crew, and you, Clink, reported to Edanor this betrayal?
Not entirely. The bugbear was actively trying to engage Clink in the act.
So you were a part of these traitors? Well, no. Looks to you guys.
Clink was under the suspicion that Clink would die otherwise. Clink was still a prisoner at this time. In a way, under house arrest. I didn't necessarily give the best opportunity for Clink to feel that they could be a part of the crew. There was a number of extenuating circumstances back then. It was a complicated time. But afterwards, we took Clink as a prisoner. And again, this was many moons ago. Well, in theory.
I was gonna say.
As we can say.
It's technically all one long day.
Yes.
It was at least 1 moon ago.
Yes.
Oh, well said, Lycus, yeah.
Well, if there were moons, it would have been a while back. But anyways. Well, Blink didn't actively participate. It looked like there was some plotting.
When you say actively didn't participate, you mean denied the opportunity to participate. Isn't that correct?
It's possible. It's certainly possible. But at the same time, I prevented it. And there has been numerous other opportunities since. Where betrayal could have happened and didn't. Opportunities where we were in dire straits and things still hopped to it. So, of that I can say.
At this point, I'm going to request a diplomacy check. Lycus, you are welcome to aid here. You'd also roll diplomacy. Edanor, wait for Lycus's roll. Let's see if we get a successful aid out of that. And if so, you can add.
Yeah. It's gonna be successful. I don't know what my modifier is. I'll look it up.
Yeah, diplomacy.
Diplomacy is good. I know that much.
Yeah, I think a
Alright,
30
so
will
that
get you
is a
plus 2,
total-
a 20 will get you plus 1.
All right. That is a 19 plus 12, so
31.
31.
Plus 2, Edanor, plus 2 to your diplomacy to convince
I'll take it.
Lensa that Clink's traitorous days are behind her.
Well, luckily, so my diplomacy is the best. My intimidation, free choice. Diplomacy, only a plus 4. But I got an 18. So that's a 22 plus 2, so that's 24.
24. Give me a second here.
I don't know, I'm pretty freaking good if I'd say that myself, but whatever.
In D&D, sure.
I mean, I'd still say that's pretty decent.
In D&D, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, so pretty decent Pathfinder. I would say pretty decent.
For level 7?
Decent, pretty decent.
I should have rolled the diplomacy.
Yeah, but he did the talking.
That's true.
Well, it felt like he should do the talking. He had the
No,
most...
I agree. He should have done the talking.
Well,
24 is barely a success. DC was 23.
okay, good.
With a regular success, Lensa pulls away from the table and says, "All right, well, at the very least, it seems that you have this one," kind of gestures with the head, "under control, and that you are prepared to do what is necessary if the occasion calls for it."
Fear not, Lindra. If there's ever a hint of betrayal, I will put the betrayer on a spike.
Lensa smiles. This is the first, almost this is the first smile that you've kind of really seen. She's been very, serious, pursed lips, and as you kind of mentioned, the putting people on a spike thing, she kind of Well, let's see something. While I cannot allow you, again gestures at Clink, free reign of my town, your presence would be disruptive. I will allow you to remain here on your ship, under the stewardship of your captain and your first mate, but you will not set foot in the Irenwud. Are we clear about that? Yeah, Crystal. The rest of your crew, Captain Lycus, is welcome in town, as you already came with rather convincing endorsements. But, like I said, once someone has been conquered, it takes a great deal for them to be unconquered.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I'll admit it is difficult to believe, but I believe Clint can attest. Life on the merry folk, with the merry folk, is just far more satisfying than with those of the conquering host.
Yeah, no, he's 100% right. I don't doubt it.
I've spent my time with goblins and members of the conquering host in the past. Clink is not the only one who would benefit from learning what it means to be free.
You might understand that means you intend to liberate the members of the conquering host.
I'll liberate everyone if I can.
It's a rather...
Why?
Sorry, go ahead.
Why fight an enemy when you can party with a friend?
Rather interesting perspective.
Let's think of it this way. Lenzra, Lycus has a righteous purpose about him. And I believe Goroman, your own herald of Korome, once said, a shield protects the body, but a righteous purpose protects the spirit.
Well said. Well, like I said, you've convinced me that you at least don't mean any threat to my people. So, welcome to the Irenwud. I will call upon you soon, though. As I understand it, if you intend to be the enemy of the conquering host, then I expect you will be taking part in the efforts to remove them from my realm.
Gladly.
Yes. We have many enemies, and they're the first on our list for the moment.
Until such time as I call upon you, I'd rather that your ship remain here. It was revealed to the host that your presence is, well, that you've arrived here in the Irenwud. Given that a small company was able to escape, I suspect that members of the various legions of the conquering host are well aware of your arrival as well. It puts a target on your back. We keep the water drake and your ship here, so that they will not fall victim to any further assaults.
That works well for us. If we're going to be spearheading this fight against the conquering host for you, on your behalf, we're going to need to make sure that the Oka is well prepared, right?
I can't agree more. And if it were possible, you would have the disposal, I would leave to you the disposal of our shipwrights and engineers. But as you've learned, things are rather complicated on that front.
Or not. Mip and Muna are on the case, and I believe Edanor and myself were hoping to go speak with someone about that as well.
Well, I appreciate the assistance. It's okay. I appreciate your assistance nonetheless in the effort to recover those that have gone missing. And should you find the one responsible, rest assured, I will be in your debt.
Well, get ready to pay up then.
I merely like to mete out punishment on the unjust.
before the as they're getting up to leave,
Mhm.
I want to do a couple things.
Sure.
One, I want my Eidolon to appear by the door to open it.
Okay.
Just as a gesture, and then as I'm trying to usher them out, I want to just kind of it was lovely to have you on the ship, Lenza. I hope hope Kunara wasn't too stressful on you. She seemed to weigh on your mind for a moment.
Yes, For a moment, I was wondering, I was weighing whether perhaps you were more trouble than you were worth. You come with a long list of enemies, and I can't help but feel that if you become our ally, that your enemies become my enemies.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. My enemies are most likely to be everyone's enemy. They are people who wish to take everything. I'm just getting in their way first.
While I appreciate your honesty in this matter, I do insist that on the subject of who is to be my enemy, you leave that determination to me.
Well, that's fair. Okay. When she said that, I was hoping to see if there's any extra information going on. Is she hiding anything? Did she get a psychic message from whatever? Anything that I can try to gather.
Roll a perception check. This will be a sense motif.
Ooh, that's real low. We got one hero point at the start, right?
You get a starting hero point. Fair enough.
Yeah, why not? That 2 wasn't gonna do shit, so. Alright, that's a 12 on the die. That's above average. Let's see what my stats say. You said perception?
Perception.
Yeah, okay. That is a 24.
24 is a success. With the 24, she's hiding something. You can't know. I'm not going to tell you exactly what, but
Of course.
with the 24, you can certainly get a vibe that there's something she's not sharing. The experience as you start talking about Kanari, and she starts talking about your enemies, she gets in her head. She starts to contemplate things. She starts to calculate again. And as she leaves, there's a little bit of a
no, as she's saying, her farewells, whatever, and I think I just tried to emphasize yes, I also like to choose my enemies well. They never really live very long.
And I'll just say to Lenzra, just a reminder, Lenzra, I don't do betrayals well, so if you do betray us, I'll kill you and everyone you care about.
Edanor.
I'm just saying. I just feel like I have to start this out strong with everyone that we talk to these days.
Don't mind him. It's bad experiences. Nothing against you. Again, this was a lovely interaction.
I think the two of you are kind of having that little moment as she kind of looks back but continues walking. And right there, that's where we're going to head out for our break. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the next half of our session here, as our Team Fuck Shit Up are about to make their way to their first interrogation. And I say Team Fuck Shit Up because I'm pretty sure how Nigel is thinking as he's watching this. So.
I was hoping that Lenza was going to be like, I don't believe you, and we're going to get into it right
We're going to get into it right here, right now?
I have my equipment close by.
Hey, you rolled well, right? Dice going to do what dice going to do. So, guys, we'll see you in 10. Stretch your legs, get some water, let your dogs out. We'll be back in a moment. Bye! Hey everybody, we are back. This is Stealthy Elf Productions. This is Heroes of Histaeria campaign series. This is the Sandsea Saga campaign with half of the crew of the Merry Folk. We've got Captain Lycus and his first mate Edanor, who have just had a very tense meeting with Lensa Pytherius, the Shrike, the Master Ranger of the Irenwud. Lensa was just barely convinced to allow Clink to remain on the ship. Guys, let me just paint this out, right? I told you the DC was 23. You got a 24. Lycus, if you had not gotten a critical success on the aid, Clink would be in the Clink. Right? That was clutch. Okay, friends. Interrogation over. Or at least Clink's interrogation over. Ship has been toured. You have earned the approval of Lensa. What's next? What's next on the tour of chaos that you two are surely cooking up? Where to?
Yeah. I think as she leaves, turn to Edanor and just kind of relay the subtle things that I saw. I'm like,
The canary of it all.
Yeah, the canary of it all, and also just her style and issues that I see could be coming. I don't think that with her tactics, I don't think she's gonna be able to really pull together the support she needs. I think we need to explore the town, see what's going on. Plus, we have to talk to some priest or some shit, per Muna's orders. And
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. I thought that my eardrums may have been a little bit burst from an explosion, but I guess I did hear you right. Muna and Myth,
Yeah.
was it? Could you
Yeah.
explain to me what's going on?
Yeah. So, Pim is well known around these parts, and people might be looking for them. So they're keeping on the down low. And turns out Luna's family might be a bunch of aristocratic assholes, and everyone kind of wants to stab Luna at the moment. So they are also not Luna for now.
I mean, if Luna's parents are like Luna, I can understand wanting to stab them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. But we'll see what's happening.
Poor Luna catching
And-
strays, not here to defend yourself. Watch out.
I know exactly what happened last stream when the whole group.
And
Y'all
generally
going
speaking, generally speaking, authoritarians like herself have a hard time when any pressure is applied in the right spot. I'm not sure if you felt the tension, but I felt like she might have attacked at any moment.
Ooh, Ollie, real quick. Can I have you either come closer to the mic or just kind of increase your gain for me, just a touch?
How is that?
That's beautiful.
Much better.
Much better, yeah.
Perfect. I'm
sorry.
standing up, so like I'm kind of moving around a little
Wiggling.
more than usual. But yeah, I felt the tension. I felt her ready to attack, so I don't trust her yet. Also, I don't like putting restrictions on our people very much.
Well, frankly, I think it's for... Even if Clink was allowed to wander freely, with the current political dynamics, it probably would be for the best for Clink to stay on the ship. For Clink's safety, of course.
But would it also be better to show them that there are members that are not violent, that are not against them?
Well, it depends
Get 'em
if you
ready
wanted to bring Clink everywhere with you. That would be the problem, but I think at this point, Clink is safe on the ship. We have somebody on the ship. And if you're worried about the Konari situation, maybe we need to move Kanari to another safe, secure location on the ship. Just in case someone comes looking. That would be interesting.
That might be a good idea for now. At least while we're
Well
done.
restrained, of course.
Oh, of course.
Oh, don't
Listen.
we? Our treasure room is quite secure. We could just stuff Konari in there, all bundled up, of course, and lock it. Just have to remember to come back.
Hang on, isn't your treasure room also the brig? Just another cell with the dropout.
Oh yes, so do we move it over there?
just go move it from one cell to the next.
I thought it was like attached to the stateroom for whatever reason. But granted, the ship has changed a little bit here and there between a ship dropping on it and running into it. So
We can always chain her up in my room. There's plenty of room in there to hide people.
Well, I'm thinking maybe an odd location. Perhaps the magazine. That should be quite secure.
Very well. Let's get that done.
I'll keep an eye on her. Clink is still in the room, right? You guys are still in the same room?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
that's
Clink.
fine, Clink.
And, if anything happens... Then...
Yeah, you'll kill me. I got it.
Yep, that's fair. I'm just so happy. May Tazrin's knowledge wash upon you.
Clink.
Because if it doesn't, the holy flames of Azure will burn you to a crisp.
Yes. Gods and rhetoric. Let's go.
Yes, very good. All right, Clink. Make sure to
Clink.
strap explosives to our friend, put her in the magazine, and if they steal her, blow it all up.
Yeah, don't trust for a second. But Clink, one last thing. You
Where's
said you weren't allowed.
the wonder weapon?
We could probably find that rope right now.
What do you mean, find it?
What do you mean, probably?
Clink,
Clink, you're asking the right question.
go do the thing we told you to do. Also, Clink, before you leave, you were told you can't go into town. It is honestly probably better for you at the moment, considering relations, to stay safe here. But if for any reason you need to go, do what you have to do. If it's for the merry folk.
I'm real sorry. Is it an earthquake going on? You're like really shaky.
Oh. No.
Probably.
Are you leaning on?
touching the
Yeah, are you
table.
touching the table?
I am touching the dang table.
Sorry.
That's alright.
Oh! Roll initiative, earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, UOB.
If you need to go into town, if it's for the merry folk, do what you have to do. We'll do the fallout. But stay here, stay safe. And for the love of God, don't let Kunari escape.
Got it. And
Again, blow her up before letting her escape.
right, put her in the magazine with all the explosives, strapped to explosives. If she does anything, blow her up. Got it.
If anyone tries to let her escape,
If anyone tries to help her escape, do you think someone's gonna try to help her escape?
who knows? Or take her.
It's possible.
We probably shouldn't have said that he had mind control abilities to the authoritarian, but
I was hoping it would
bygones
make
be
her.
bygones, Captain.
I was hoping it would make her fearful of speaking with her.
I don't think that happened. I don't think that woman has any fear in her. Just a lot of strength.
Yeah,
Not
she
yet.
seems to really like you. I'm gonna go. I gotta go. I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna get the prisoner. Clink runs off.
Let's get going ourselves. And as we're leaving, I'll just yell out, Yoma, where are you?
How hard do you yell?
Oh, pretty loud. I'm gonna go ahead and say a 18 of a yell.
18 of a yell. You wait a moment. Nothing.
They must have found a really good hiding place for it.
I'm gonna yell, Sarah, if you do not come out immediately, I will have you binding books for 2 weeks.
Roll intimidation. Roll intimidation.
Sure, why not? In my sternest, oh my god, that's a nat 20.
Oh shit.
What a
It's a nat
ridiculous 20.
That's a 36.
36 to threaten to ground. With a 36, you call out, and in short order, there are footfalls outside of the door. It's clear it's just one set of footfalls, and quite heavy footfalls, as Dorian emerges and goes, "What's all the yelling about?"
Where are the girls, Dorian?
Last I saw them, they were scooting out of the captain's quarters, and I think they made their way down one of the lifts.
They took a lift down? What did you tell them to do, Captain?
I told them to hide the bomb. I told them not to get off the ship.
What did you exactly tell them? Verbatim.
Told them to keep an eye on the guests, stay on the ship, and hide the bomb. Dorian, you were there.
Was it in that?
I was there, Captain. That's pretty much what the captain said. Yeah.
But was it in that order?
Probably. Look, let's just go.
So
find
you
the
told
kids.
them to follow them, but stay on the ship, and then to hide the bomb where nobody can find it. But not to stay on the ship after hiding the bomb. You're the freaking master of the of Yoma. What do you think? All right, let's go find the kids.
She is always eager to please, that protege of yours.
Yes. Youth is rambunctious.
Sarah,
Would you have listened when you were her age, Captain?
I don't think I could. I was incapable of listening for another at least 5 years.
Well,
down the lift we go. Let's find
jumps off.
some children with a large bomb. I make sure that I'm all suited up before I drop down.
okay.
So I have all my equipment on, and then I use my essentially fledgling fall. So
Real quick, I just want to just check how long it takes to put on equipment, because I want to get an idea of how far these kids can get before.
sure.
Let's see here. Donning armor.
The difference in this is really funny to me, where it's just like Lycus runs off to the corner, grabs the spear that's just like, this is an incredibly expensive spear that's just dangerous as hell, hanging out somewhere in the corner of the ship. Just grabs it, leaps off, and then waits.
What kind of armor do you have?
It's actually pretty light.
Is it light armor?
It is yes, it's an armored coat.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, just one
I
minute.
can't wear anything heavier.
Just a minute.
Yep. Okay. Throw on my, my stuff, and then I jump after.
Okay. Righty. You do so. You guys are looking for the kids who have been instructed to hide something. Okay.
On the ship. It should be hidden on the ship.
Would you have listened?
Why would you hide it not on the ship? Why would you hide a nuke not on the thing? That is.
Do they know it's a nuke? Okay. Okay.
We are going to be committing so many war crimes.
You guys hop off the ship. How do you look for the kids?
Well, I guess do your tracking thing.
Yeah, I think I think it's
Is there
too
any
divided.
people around either?
Yeah, there are a couple of like Ironborn Rangers around. Edanor, you are. What's your training in like arms and shit? What's your ranks? Do you have
What do
like?
you mean? Sorry.
Are you trained in like armors, weapons? What are your ranks?
My weapons,
Yeah, what's your weapon training proficiencies?
expert, I think.
Expert.
Yeah.
Okay, just roll me a perception
Yep.
check.
Okay. I'm gonna use my hero point
Okay.
because that was a natural one.
Okay.
Better. What was the modifier again?
Perception.
Perception. Oh, that's a 21.
Okay, 21. You notice something because Luna noticed this last time, but you'll notice it here as well. A lot of the Ironborn Rangers that are around here on the docks that are clearly left to keep an eye on your ship. I mean, Lensa seems to have agreed to allow you all to keep Clink on board, right? But still left a few guards posted, right? Especially around the
Make sure.
around the skydock, exactly. Right. You can see though with your weapons training, what becomes apparent to you is that these are clearly very green soldiers, not very experienced.
Okay. I'm going to look at Lycus and be like, see if you can find any traces. I'm going to ask these two individuals if they happen to see any kids go jumping. Why, hello, Rangers. I have a question for you this day. Have you seen any children moving along?
Rangers.
One's got monkey feet.
The Rangers are both the two Rangers were kind of standing at the end of the dock, like looking out at the Irenwud, and as you kind of like walk up behind them, they're like, children, you say? Well, I think yes, the two children that came by not too long ago. Remember off your ship, members of your crew?
Yes. They are children on our ship. Part of the crew, very important to me. Now, where are they?
Oh, they left in the company of Serena, the Dragonkin.
Where did Serena go?
Back that way, down deeper into the skydock. Probably looking to touch base with Blurry Neblin.
All right, where's Blurred Neblin?
That way, she should be down there.
Down.
Like
Explain.
it points deeper towards like so the skydock that you guys are kind of in.
Yep.
Imagine the town of the Irenwud is like raised up on these stone pillars. The skydock is drilled almost like a cave into the side of one of these stone pillars. Where you guys are docked, it's kind of the opening of the cave, and the true sky marina is on the inside. You can see where like you could move your ship forward, and people would be able to rest. People would be able to service it, that kind of stuff. And you guys are kind of like just in like the outer parking. So imagine kind of like a giant ship garage, right?
Sure.
You guys are parked just outside the garage. And he's pointing more into the garage to where all the tools and various shipwright stuff is housed.
Sure. Okay. So how high up is our ship?
Ooh, a couple hundred feet.
A couple hundred feet? Okay. So, and the lift is all the way down, or it has gone back up?
The lift to Oakasville is back up.
Okay, good.
Automaton standing ready.
Perfect. I'm going to fly up, flag Dorian,
Okay.
and then tell Dorian, no one from not the crew is allowed on the ship while I'm out. Is that clear? Make sure everyone is on guard. I don't trust anyone in this town.
Dorian looks at you and says, "Oh, sure. It's something I should know."
It seems that Dragonborn walked off with the kids and something incredibly valuable.
Ah. Oh. Well, sure enough.
That
yeah.
dragon can, yes.
If
So-
that's orders are orders, if you say you're the first mate, if you say no one else is allowed on board, I'll do my best.
Yep. And if they try to force the issue, blow them up. And I just jump off.
He says, I'll call for you. Before I do that, I don't really feel comfortable blowing any. Bye. His Edanor's flying away. Lycus,
Yes.
how are you looking for the kids?
So while he's doing that, I do think I want to, like, try to track them a little bit,
Sure.
but I also want to, like, look around. So can I do 2 rolls, one for survival for, like, tracking, and one perception to, like,
To look around.
see how much of the city I can get, how much of the crowd is available?
Sure. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and do the survival first then.
12 plus 9, 21. That's pretty right.
For survival. Tracking, yeah, you can. I think you can track by scent, right? You've done that before, right? Yeah, you kind of catch a whiff, right? You catch a whiff of the kids, and you kind of do you like us? You can say no here, but would you like get close to the ground and sniff the ground?
I can turn into a full wolf.
Oh, that's true. You don't have to though.
But-
It's up to you.
I think it'd be fun, just like while Edanor is talking to these guys, he just like flaps his wings and takes the fuck off, and then they're left seeing me, who's just like, "Oh, where are they?" And then just gets on all fours, still wearing the coat, just sniffing around.
Yeah, here with the 21, you're able to find them, and as you start padding along, following the trail does seem the scent trail does seem to lead, kind of like Edanor discovered, into the Neverland Skydock. Because this is a sort of cave, though, you can see bridges and stuff that extend, between the different pillars that the town is on, right? As you arrived earlier, you saw looky-loos, onlookers, folks curious about the arrival of this new ship that were up there who are also looking around. I'll say a lot of folks still curious about the ship. The crowd is thinned. You guys have been here for a little bit, right? Lenza has gone on and off, but you do still have a lot of folks who stop and they're like, oh, look at that ship. Did you see that? What are those things for? What are those crystals? Right? Roll your perception.
All right. God, I'm on fire today. Those dice you got me, man. Brilliant.
I'm glad to hear it.
29.
29. With a 29. Amongst the looky-loos who are very curious about your ship, Lycus, you are able to spy just a few folks who maybe linger a little bit longer than others, maybe make you a little bit like, huh. Because the reason that they're suspicious isn't that they're necessarily looking at the ship, but it looks like they are actually trying to avoid you noticing them looking at the ship. You see what looks to be a cloaked figure who is nearing, like on one of the cliff overlooks. There's a railing, right? There's also an ironwood tree. There's several ironwood trees on these pillars that were lifted out of the earth, right? And you catch the glimpse of a cloaked figure emerging from behind a tree as they are kind of they're looking at the ship, and then they very quickly kind of turn and move away. With the 29 and their cloak, you don't quite get like full details, but something about it just gives you a vibe of like someone's trying very hard not to be seen doing some reconnaissance on your ship.
Can I acrobatics my way up to them?
It's very
Like parkour?
not quite. It's a pretty crazy climb. You would have to kind of, just because it's almost like a sheer cliff, right? These pillars, as they were raised, are sheer on the sides, right? There's not a whole ton of handholds and stuff, but you can certainly make your way into the ship dock and then kind of navigate some staircases that lead into the town proper.
I think I think I'm gonna, knowing that I got the scent for Yoma and Sarah, I'm going to focus on that guy for now, and I'm gonna leave my Eidolon behind me.
Okay.
So that I can direct Edanor.
Okay.
To me.
Is the Eidolon also in the shape of a wolf?
Yeah.
Edanor, as you're flying around, there's a spectral auratic wolf just kind of sitting there on the dock, just with a paw up and like points.
I shake my head and follow the paw, I guess.
Okay. We'll just say the two of you catch up with each other just for ease
Sure.
of time and moving, right? Go ahead, fill each other in. And we could just say like you
Yep.
do if you want, but if you want to
Yep.
share any sort of character, go for it.
As I show up, using actions to continue flying.
Per the rules.
Yes, per the rules.
Per the rules, you'll be using an action. It'll be one action to sustain your flight.
Yes, indubitably.
Sean Connery here.
It seems your dragonkin has gone off with the girls. I assume they have the bomb.
Perfect. I think Serena is friendly.
You
But I gotta-
think Serena
Yes.
took the girls? Just because you want to fuck her does not mean she is a friendly person.
I believe me. If anything, that puts her farther down on the list.
Yes,
But
I've seen your exes.
I don't know. I feel like will be an asset. And let's be honest, Yoma went with her because she wanted to. Besides, I have her sent. I have Yoma and Sarah sent. We can catch them soon. They're nearby, I think. But more importantly, there was someone spying on the ship. I would want to focus on them on the moment. Make sure that they don't put anyone in danger.
I have told Dorian on the ship that no one gets on, and if anybody tries to force the issue, to blow them up. So,
Perfect. That's
as
simple
long as
enough.
Dorian follows rules, then we're good. I heard him babbling something behind me, but I ignored it. Didn't seem important.
Well, hopefully he remembered to pay attention while we were teaching how to load and fire the cannons.
We have the automatons. The automatons.
Exactly. All right. But yeah, I want to chase down the cloaked figure.
Sure thing. Easy peasy. Okay, you make your way up towards through the skydock. It's fairly quiet in here. There are a few Ironborn Rangers walking around. Again, Edanor, you can tell, not very experienced Rangers, but it seems that the skydock is certainly part of their patrol. You make your way through, an interior staircase, and you find yourself, moving through a carved tunnel through the earth, and you make your way topside. When you do, you finally find yourselves in the Irenwud town proper. Thank you.
Oh.
So, you guys find yourselves in Irenwud town proper. Now, Lycus, Edanor, you were resting during the voyage over. But both of you are actually fairly aware that it's somewhat later in what would be the day. It's permanent twilight in this area, so you can't tell, obviously whether it be dawn or sunset. Doesn't really matter. It's still, purplish orange skies above you, right? Kind of reflecting the trees. It's a really striking presence with the Ironwood trees and their rust-colored leaves. And even owing to the strange cycle, there are still folks awake. People who, were night owls are probably just now owls, as they are working on various little projects. You see a few Ironborn Rangers, and again, your arrival here has attracted quite a bit of attention. And as the two of you emerge out onto town, people begin to kind of like nervously watch. Some bolder individuals approach and go, "Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Ironwood. Who are you? Is that an airship you've come aboard? Look, asking Edanor because there's just a wolf.
I'm sorry, citizen. We're on a very important mission.
Excuse me, citizen.
Wolf. We're the merry folk.
It speaks! Dear gods! Cora may protect us.
I'm the captain of this pirate ship.
A wolf is a captain of a ship?
Like, it's time to go. I just... Remember, don't take the god's name in vain.
Let the president know the merry folk are in town.
The merry folk are gods in vain. What? As the two of you run.
The merry folks are God's bane.
As the two of you, oh, poor Edanor. That's not the reputation you want.
No, that's not what I want.
The two of you,
Bane, not Bane.
the two of you make your way over through town. You find a lot of people are curious, but you're moving with enough of a clip, and I think Edanor, with the kids missing, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you have kind of like a "don't fuck with us" kind of face on, and with your intimidation?
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
I've got an aura.
Yeah, people are just kind of like backing off. Like, as you're a people
Literally
person,
have
as
an
we've
aura,
established this session, you notice people are like giving you guys a wide berth. As Edanor just has this scowl on his face.
We're gonna have to really do some PR work after this.
Where's Sarah?
Where's Sarah? You make your way over to the tree. And you're looking for people, you say?
Where's the figure, Lycus?
Survival check if you want to track from here. Maybe a second survival check.
Not the greatest. 11 on the die, plus 9, 20.
20?
Yeah.
With a 20, what a 20 will get you is some disturbed dirt in the area. I mean, a 20 is not a terrible roll, right? It's not a great success, though, here. You know that the person seemed to be moving away from the docks, right, and deeper into town. With your 20, you find yourself, following what's left of, maybe an odd footprint here or there, right? You follow it into town proper, right? Again, people kind of giving you a little bit more space, right? I give you one more check here. DC here is going to be 22. If it's less than a 22, trail goes cold.
All right. 25.
25. With the 25, the way the Irenwud is, again, on these pillars, right? The trail goes cold momentarily as you're moving around through town. But as you're doing so, again, folks are getting out of your way, right? Edanor's RBF is doing its job. And as you make your way, towards edges of the pillar, again, the trail goes cold momentarily. And you find yourself standing on one of these earthen pillars, looking around, and like as sure as shit, you see a cloaked figure moving through a crowd, lower down. On a lower pillar. So you're like on a pillar above, right? And as you, with the 25, what that gets you is the cloaked figure kind of briefly like turns back, sees Edanor, pulls the cloak over, and tries to dip into the crowd and get away.
I want to leap off the pillar and just...
Okay, you can. All right, Lycus, you jump off and you jump off the pillar and you glide into the crowd. As you start doing so, Edanor, you see Lycus just suddenly leap off and dive into the crowd and like glide towards the crowd below. People run in abject terror as this wolf just sprouts wings and begins gliding down. People are all just people look up and they're all like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And they start to kind of scatter. This is a very unfamiliar sight, but that cloaked figure in particular just books it, just starts running, trying to get away from you as you
see the person just booking it.
Oh yeah, you do.
I'm going in pursuit.
All right, hang on. Let's see. How's this music go? Is this fun music? Nope, that's way too epic.
You think you can outrun me?
Let's see. Let's go with let's try the tense music. Okay, this individual sees you, the two of you swooping down upon him, and he is booking it. As he's running as fast as he can, we're gonna go into a chase. All right, let's get some initiatives here. Well, I try to find music that works better. What's this? Nope. Let's try fight music. We're gonna go with fight music. Okay, there we go. This person's just booking it through town, kind of pushing people out of the way. And what are we get for initiatives?
1 plus perception, right? So 12.
I would say you're jumping off of this thing. If you wanted to try like athletics or acrobatics, I'd allow it here. Same for you,
Acrobatics.
Edanor.
19.
Yeah. Oh, we can use acrobatics too.
You can.
Or athletics.
Or athletics, yeah.
Yep.
Because you're flying, right?
That-
And
yes.
that'll be your skill that you use anyway.
Sure. So that is 29.
Holy shit. Okay, Edanor, you are up first as this person is like running as fast as he can.
Okay.
Your first obstacle that you're going to have to navigate, though, is the crowd around him. Okay?
Okay.
How do you deal with the crowd as he's kind of pushing his way through? I say he, right? But just out of assumption, right? Cloak kind of whipping behind, right? A dark cloak and just kind of like weaving in and out of people who are stopping and they're like pointing at you. What do you do?
So as I'm flying above, like how am I to keep eyes tracked on him?
Okay.
Well, I'm staying I'm staying like 10 feet up, right?
10 feet up.
Over,
Sure.
trying to track him and keep an eye on him so then he can't, get lost in there because I'm essentially the police helicopter right now.
Okay.
I'm zooming in.
All right. Go ahead, roll perception.
And that is 16 plus 11. So that's 27.
27, you said?
27.
Okay. Just remember that roll for me.
Sure.
Okay. I'll write it down here to Edanor. 27 perception. Okay, Edanor, you are the police helicopter. You are hovering over as this individual is running as fast as they can. For being that close now, you can see there actually looks to be smaller in stature. Not quite as tall as like a human or an elf, right? But shorter than that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Lycus, you're up. What do you do?
I'll go ahead and spend an action to properly mount so that I can get my movement bonuses that I need.
Okay.
Then, once I get down to the ground, I'm going to spend my last 2 action to move 40 feet, plus the tandem action to move an extra 25 feet.
Okay. I'll say we're not really, I'm not tracking like a full like 3 actions because I've normally got like the one thing to move and perceive, right? So just, we'll say you're just essentially taking like a whole bunch of strides.
Yeah.
Right? Trying to cut them off.
My movement speed is 40. And with my Eidolon, with my mounted abilities, I can add an extra 25 feet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're moving well. Okay. Yeah, you're able to kind of, yeah, you're blasting through. You're kind of, as you land, you start to, you're mounted on your Eidolon. You're still in wolf form? Are you a wolf on a wolf?
I was.
A wolf on a
really
wolf?
funny.
This is wolf mounted on a wolf. Like, Gah!
No, I was thinking it would be more like, have you seen Zoids?
No.
It's like Gundam or Mecha, but fun
Sure.
animals. And one of them is a like wolf lion thing that just stacks armor onto itself and has different forms.
Sure.
And I was just thinking that the mounting of the Eidolon, it's it armoring up the wolf for speed. like just
Mm.
like a speed bike, but a wolf form.
Okay. You're speeding through the crowd. People are trying to get in your way, right? So it is the enemy's turn, right? Enemy, I would say with your movement speed, you can try to like get around the people. Edanor, again, people are pretty scared of you guys. This individual is going to, as you kind of cut in, make a sharp turn and move through into an area that looks like it's a more wooded, a few tents that are kind of like tied and strung together. As they kind of move with a flare of the cloak, you can see that Lycus, you're just ahead of them. You can see it looks like maybe a dwarven individual. And as they turn and cut across, they don't say anything to you, but they're clearly your quarry. They are going to tuck in and move into this sort of like tent community, right? There's numerous tents of different various sizes, and the person is kind of cutting in between and is going to try to break line of sight with you guys. Okay, Edanor, you had a 27.
Yep.
Yeah, rest assured you are able to track them. They don't do a very good job. You can see, though, it looks like they are headed towards a cliff edge.
Okay.
All right. You guys, Edanor, you're up next. What do you do?
I am going to. So they're going through tents. Is there a bunch of people, or?
Yeah, there's a few people. There's a
yeah.
few people. What really happens though is that there's a few branches that are going to get in your way here.
Right. I think here's what I'm gonna like continue like following, but I want to intimidate him, to tell him, essentially yelling out, "Halt, or face the justice of the gods, and they will not have mercy upon you." And I want to try and intimidate him to essentially stop, like
Okay.
scare the shit out of him.
Well, keep in mind, frighten doesn't exactly do that.
Well, I know, but I want to like, intimidate
yeah.
him.
You're trying to intimidate and just kind of stop and stuff.
Right,
I got you.
to like,
Okay.
kind of like, like a person kind of in shock, like,
You've got one skill, and you're gonna use this skill.
use that fucking skill.
All right, give me the intimidation.
I'm a
check.
one-trick pony. All right, and then that's going to be. It is going to be 16 plus 16, 32.
32. Okay. Okay, 32 is going to be a regular success here. Let me take a look at something here. I'm essentially counting this as a coerce, where you're basically attempting to do you're trying to get a creature to do what you want.
Sure.
A critical success with the creature would give you information or agrees to follow your directives, as long as they aren't likely to harm the target in any way. The target continues to comply, right? For receiving 1 day, at which point target becomes unfriendly. However, target is too close for you to retaliate. So a regular success, same as critical success, but once the target becomes unfriendly, they might decide to act against you, for example, by reporting you to the authorities or assisting. Okay, so you call for them to stop, and sure enough, individual breaks to a halt and does so rapidly that they kind of have to crouch down, and as they do so, the cloak falls back, right? The rush kind of falls back, and you see a Herngar individual. This is a gray-skinned dwarf, right, with silver hair. Right, these were Duergar back when we were in 5th edition, and prior to remaster. With the remaster, they are now Heringar.
Oh.
Yeah, gray-skinned dwarf. You see as she stops, the cloak falls back, and you can see she's got these gray eyes. And as she falls back, you can see, as the cloak kind of spreads open, you see a little bit of plate armor, and you can also see a heavy crossbow kind of tucked in against the leg.
Ooh.
Clearly armed.
Okay.
But they acquiesce to your requests and
Okay.
stops. Lycus, you up.
All right.
Got your chance. Get in there.
Yeah, I want to barrel into them and take their weapon if possible.
Go for it. Roll me an attack roll.
Ah, the old grapple.
Alright, that's pretty good. So this is just like a fisticuffs, so like what attack roll specifically?
Yeah, your regular fisticuffs.
Alright, cool. In that case, that is a
You're using a weapon, right?
No,
Then yeah.
Plus 15. I'm so good at punching. 28.
28. Okay, 28 hits. You're able to barrel into the back of them. But you're trying to push them down, right? So this would be a shove, essentially. Which is still an attack roll. It's got the attack feature. Let me just take a look at something. Where the hell is it? There it is. Where are your legs? Shove. Okay. You attempted against their fortitude DC. You said you got a 28?
Yep.
All right, it's a regular success. So with a regular success, you can push them 5 feet. In this case, we'll say that you just, or this would be more like a trip. We'll just have you trip them. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, they're on the floor. You try to do a lot of things in one action. You can shove them. You can trip them, or disarm them. Trip or disarm? Which one would you rather go with?
I'd rather go with trip, so then it's just big wolf on top of them.
Okay. Okay, you pin this Hernguard to the ground, and as you do so, she's up. She is going to... She's gonna kick you. She's gonna try to kick you off her. We'll call this an escape. That is not gonna work very well, though. Yeah, Lycus, she tries to kick you, but in your Zoid wolf form, you're able to, she kind of kicks you into the side, but you barely budge. You've got multiple legs right now, so even though it does manage to kind of, hit one of them, there's still 3 more that are able to kind of keep you stable.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing with a cat and you go, one hand in, and then they have all 4 paws just going...
Yeah. She's trying to, get off me! She calls out. Okay, we're gonna go into like proper initiative. Edanor, you up. 3 actions for you. What do you do? She's pinned beneath your companion.
I'm going to land and hold my my cleaver right above her and state, and essentially with instate, don't resist or it's all over for you.
Okay, we'll call this a demoralize then.
Yeah.
All right, with your second action. So you land for 1 action, right?
Yep.
Or draw the cleaver for the second action, then demoralize.
Yep.
Yep.
So that is 13 plus 16, 29.
29. Okay, it's against the will DC. Success.
All right.
Okay, so successful demoralize. Frightened 1.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Lycus, you're up. This person is frightened of Edanor and still pinned underneath you. As Edanor lands and levies the weapon, you see the struggle begin to kind of die, but you can see, if given the opportunity, she might try to make a break for it yet.
Uh-huh.
In the scuffle, we're kind of we're grappling each other.
Yeah.
I want to kick the weapon away.
Okay. She doesn't have it drawn. It's still attached to her hip.
Yep.
Right? Because that'd take an action to draw that weapon. But yeah, there's a heavy crossbow at her hip. Yeah, you can try to kick it away. All right. So this will, because it's not in her hand, just go ahead. I'm going to count this as a disarm, but I'm going to do it with a twist here. Where's disarm? Are you trained in athletics?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Go ahead and roll an athletics check for me.
Okay. So that is an 8 on the die, plus 12, 20.
20?
Yeah.
20 is unfortunately a failure. It's not a critical failure, but as you kind of go to stomp down and like kick the crossbow away, she's able to just kind of like twist the hip in and avoid it. Okay, that's one action to attempt to disarm.
Okay.
You can try again, but it does have the attack thing, so the attack thing, so it'll be with the map.
Right.
Attack tree.
I think. One sec. Let me see what I have here. Ooh. I'm going to cast Dismantle. On the
Okay. The other two actions you're going to cast Dismantle. I think it's a 2-action spell, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna like with my giant wolf mouth right up against her face. Speaking. Give up. You don't have a weapon, and you don't have a chance. And as she's like wondering, like I have a weapon,
She's like,
it just falls
I've got a weapon. Wait till I. What do you do?
The handle.
Yeah.
He just kind of like rears up and roars a little bit with like his paw still holding her down, and with the howl, like it vibrates and the crossbow just kind of falls apart.
Oh, yeah. There's just kind of like a ringing in the air, and as the howl dissipates, but just before it does, the crossbow just dismantles at her hip. At this point, she's gonna hands up. She's gonna kind of, all right. Easy. She surrenders. What'd you do?
Oh.
We need to have a conversation with you. He starts to like morph back into his, human self. Why were you spying on our ship?
She looks at you, at the two of you as you transform back into your human form. It's just, I heard a ship had come to town, and just curious is all.
I'm gonna say, if you continue to lie to us, I will gut you and put you on a spike. And I'm going to roll an intimidation.
It's all right. She's already intimidated, man.
Okay, I want more intimidation.
I know you do. Don't worry. I'll cue you when I'll cue it when it comes up.
That's good.
Yeah, I think with his thing,
I just want to hear
also,
if you're lying to us. So
I think with his thing, I'll also mention. You saw the flag. We're pirates. That means I don't give a fuck if we're in public. As we did this out in out of the open.
Yeah. People are like, oh shit.
Kill you right here for everyone to see, unless you talk to us.
You kill me right here for everyone to see? You won't make it back to your ship. I promise you that. You idiots, you don't even know the kind of trouble you're getting into right now.
enlighten us.
You think messing with one of Cara de Muerto's people gonna win you any friends around here?
Why is Caro de Muerto snooping around our ship?
Don't see a lot of ships around here. Just looking to get information is all.
What would like a sense motive be, or like
Perception.
how can I tell perception
would be
if they're
sense
lying or
motive,
not?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a 26.
26 is going to be a success here, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty dang sure. Yeah, 26 is an easy success here for you.
Okay.
She's not lying about the Cara de Muerto thing.
Okay.
But I think your instincts are already on this. I'm just wanted to see the ship that was coming into town. That might be a little bit sus. Probably some ulterior motives. 26 doesn't get you what those motives are, but sus.
I told you about lying to me. So don't lie to me. What would the Muerto want with little old us?
Tell you what, why don't you ask her yourself? I'll take you to her.
How fortuitous. Where's she at?
Refugee encampment down below.
All right. Well, it's about time. We see who else is in charge around here. We saw one leader. Might as well meet the other one too.
I'm gonna whisper in Lycus is here. What about the kids?
Dad life.
He picks up the dwarf and is like, all right, come with us. And we go check on the kids before we leave to do the whole thing. Is that possible?
You can try, and she'll resist. Like, where are you taking me? I'm not coming with you.
We're gonna go find our kids, okay? Then we're gonna go talk to your man or woman, whatever.
I'm not interested in coming with you to find your kids.
Yeah, but we need you to find the Muerto. So, you come with us, we come with you.
Look. Let me go. That tent, right down there, points over the ledge that she was running towards. And as you're looking, as she kind of moves, give me perception checks.
That's 23.
23, okay.
15.
20. What?
15.
15. Lycus, ironically, you don't clock it, even though you were the one that had her pinned. But as she gets up, you know, I think Lycus, you're just kind of one of your feet is just still on her cloak as she moves, and as she kind of like turns around and pulls it out. Edanor, you see that she actually has looks like some pretty intense climbing gear on her. She's running towards that cliff and probably looks almost a device that looks almost similar to Luna's Ziggy hook, but not quite as advanced.
Sure.
Right? And she walks over to the edge and points down towards a rather large pavilion-like purple tent. That's.
I think I get up close to her and like just take a big smell. And
Hey,
go ahead and
that's close enough, man. Dog.
I'm just making sure I remember what you smell like. Because if you've wronged us, I'll find you. And he'll kill you.
Telling you. It's not good to mess with us. Anyways. Don't worry.
From our ship.
We'll come say hi when our business is done. And then we can see what your boss wants.
Well, that mean I can leave?
For now. Don't be a stranger.
Don't worry. I can find you.
Good. You owe me a crossbow.
Don't run next time.
Okay. She leaves, and she continues making her way towards the Irenwud. Because of all the various levels of the pillars that the town is situated on, you can see that there's a few constructed lifts as well, made out of ironwood. She makes her way down a staircase and towards lifts, clearly making her way down towards that encampment. As she continues, the two of you are left there, a broken crossbow at your feet, defeated Hernguard departing, and a very curious set of townsfolk. This folk are kind of like whispering to each other as the two of you continue the search for the kids. Making your way.
As like we're heading back, I'm like, Sorry about that, folks. Misunderstanding.
Roll diplomacy. Edanor, any assistance? You'd have to be diplomacy to aid.
I'll have something after.
Okay. Edanor's got a backup in case the diplomacy doesn't work.
That's a 25 diplomacy. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, people are kind of like, oh, guess it was nothing serious. I mean, you know, there's a couple of folks are kind of like a couple like awkward smiles, like, okay, sure. Sure.
Says the man with big smile, giant fangs, burn scars and shit.
Yeah. You
Does
don't.
not look trustworthy in any way.
Doesn't look trustworthy in any way. And Edanor still, you know, after seeing Edanor's display with the Edanor, I think your weapon is still drawn, right?
Yep.
Right. You folks are just kind of like, hey, whatever you say, guys.
Oh no!
Oh
What's up?
no!
What a
What's up?
freeze! What a perfect freeze!
Oh no, did I freeze?
Oh, you froze.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're back.
Was that?
You're back.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
It was like, and people are just like, I'm like, it got so quiet. I
Yeah.
saw you blink.
Yeah, that's good. I know. I couldn't help it. I gotta.
And I
For a
also
second.
can tell, I can hear the hammering from the thing.
From the thing. Sure. Okay. But sure enough, yeah. You guys, at this point, folks are mostly convinced. I'll call a 25 a success to kind of appease the people and reassure them, you know. But I mean, they did. What I will say is that as you guys are walking around, there you hear talk about they talked to Lenza. I saw Lenza leave the ship, and then they chased down one of De Muerto's Herrengar. Are they working with Lenza? Must be friends of Lenza. Maybe she had another ship up her sleeve. I guess these pirates are mercenaries. I don't know. You hear a lot of muttering, right, as you guys make your way back towards where you left off with the kids, making your way back to the Neverland Skydock.
Yeah. As I'm walking through, you know, I sheathe my Remember, folks, the merry folks are always hiring good people, and we are in charge of our own destiny. And then I'm gonna fly off, like literally just start beelining it, honestly,
Towards the
where I
Skydock?
thought- towards the Skydock.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're in need of good doctors. But by the way, what did you do?
Zoom.
All right. And like, and you just run.
Yeah. As he's flying, was like,
Parkours and between parkouring and gliding your way out of there. Yeah, very epic departure. And as the two of you make your way back to the Neverland Skydock in search of the children, who are in the, or at least last you heard, in the company of Serena, with their bomb. That is where we're going to end our session for tonight. And we will pick up with you guys finishing tracking the kids down and seeing where they are up to. And possibly touching base with Kyra de Muerto, whose attention you've certainly piqued. All right.
well, you don't fucking spy on us, man.
Hey, now she knows. Guys, I hope you were spying on us, and I hope you spy on us next time in Sandsea Saga. Before we head out, let's just say a quick round of goodbyes to our fantastic players. Half the squad. Next time, we'll probably have the full team with us. Whoa. Hello?
Something's paused. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, the music stopped for all of a sudden. Okay. Guys, before we head out, you want to say a round of goodbyes, starting with Edanor?
This is Edanor. Max playing as, you know, your best blessed boy. Y'all have a great time. You won't find me anywhere else, but if you want to keep watching, you gotta come here. Sandsea Saga, everybody. On to you, Ollie.
And I've been your captain, Lycus D. Stratus. If you want to find me on social media, you can look up Lycus D. Stratus. I have mostly been on Threads lately, but same on Twitter as you can find me as Lycus D. Stratus or at CryptoDelta. And we're actually only, I think, 3 people away from 100 subscribers on YouTube, so
Oh, shit.
give us a follow. And we're only, I believe, 2 subscribers or followers away here from our next goal. So please give us a follow.
Oh, yes. That's a good point. Thank you, Ollie. Guys, listen to the man. Listen to the captain. The captain has spoken. Give us a follow here on Twitch. Hop over to YouTube. Give us a follow there. Guys, I've been your GM this evening. My name is David. I am the GM of Sandsea Saga and Unearthed Inheritance, both the sibling campaigns in our Heroes of Histaeria high fantasy post-apocalyptic series using the Pathfinder 2nd Edition system. You can catch us here. We have, let's see, Sandsea Saga has 2 more sessions, and then we will, or no, this is our last session until November, I believe, for Sandsea.
Oh, no.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandsea will be on... So Sandsea Saga will actually be on break until November. But Unearthed Inheritance has a session next week, and then Unearthed Inheritance will go on break as we work on some new projects. Guys, we'll be coming at you with some really cool stuff in October, so definitely want to give us those follows so you can catch that stuff as it comes out. Again, my name is David. I've been your GM this evening. You can catch me here as a GM of these series, and you can also catch me over at Tales Archived when I play Whistle, the Hobgoblin Fighter, in the Gnome Realms Delesh campaign. That's me, and that's been us. And we will see you next week for Unearthed Inheritance. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.